At 2:17 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, a call reached a dispatch center in northern Arizona that immediately felt wrong. The operator answered with her standard greeting, already reaching for her keyboard, already prepared for panic, confusion, urgency. What she heard instead was silence, not dead air, breathing, slow, careful, like someone was trying not to be heard by whoever might be standing nearby. 6 seconds passed, then a man spoke. "I don't know if I'm still alive," he said. The dispatcher hesitated. Not because she didn't understand the words, but because of how they were said. Calm. Flat. Like an observation, not a plea. She asked for his name. No answer. She asked where he was calling from. Another breath. Longer, this time. Then the man whispered, "I think it already happened." The line disconnected. The call traced back to a newly built home outside Flagstaff, Juniper Drive, a quiet development pressed up against the edge of pine forest and empty land. 2 deputies were dispatched immediately. They arrived 9 minutes later. The house was dark except for a single hallway, light glowing softly through frosted glass. The front door was closed, locked, no damage, no signs of forced entry. Through the side window, one deputy saw a man lying at the base of the staircase. Still, his name was Aaron Cole. He was 34 years old, and he had been dead since before midnight. The coroner would later place Aaron's time of death at approximately 11:02 p.m., cause massive cervical trauma. His neck had been broken cleanly, one precise motion, no bruising on the arms, no defensive wounds, no overturned furniture, no indication of panic. Just a single fatal movement delivered from behind, slightly above shoulder height, not the result of a fall, not an accident. Yet at 2:17 a.m., more than 3 hours after his death, Aaron Cole had placed a 911 call. To understand why this case refused to settle, investigators had to understand who Aaron was before Juniper Drive became a sealed address. Aaron worked remotely as a structural engineer. His job was to predict failure, to calculate load, pressure, stress points, to know exactly where a structure would give way, and where it wouldn't. Friends described him as methodical, calm, not easily rattled. 6 weeks before his death, Aaron moved into the Juniper Drive house alone. New job, new state, clean start. At first he told people the house felt perfect, quiet. Then his messages changed. He began describing pressure shifts inside the walls, not sounds, pressure, as if air were being displaced without movement. He emailed the construction company. They sent an inspector. Nothing was found. Aaron installed interior cameras, not for security, but curiosity. He said he wanted to understand the space. The video feeds showed nothing unusual, but the audio tracks told a different story. Low-frequency sounds, too slow to be footsteps, too deliberate to be settling wood, always recorded, from behind walls, always just out of sight. The night Aaron died followed a normal rhythm. Dinner at 8:40 p.m., emails at 9:15. At 9:52, he video called his sister. She later told police that midway through the conversation, Aaron stopped speaking. He tilted his head slightly, muted the microphone, then said quietly, "I think it's back." The call ended. At 10:58 p.m., the hallway motion sensor activated. The camera showed Aaron ascending the stairs. Halfway up, he slowed, as if listening. The image glitched. Static filled the frame for less than a second. When the feed returned, the staircase was empty. At 11:02 p.m., Aaron Cole died. Detectives found his phone on the hallway floor, unlocked. The call history showed nothing after 10:58, but system logs showed an outgoing call at 2:17 a.m. No screen activation, no physical interaction, no network handshake. The call existed, but behaved as if it hadn't needed to travel. The first voicemail appeared the next morning, recorded at 2:14 a.m., Aaron's voice, barely above a whisper.
"It doesn't need the lights. It doesn't need the doors. It learned the shape of me."
The recording ended with a sound like fabric stretching slowly under weight. The house was searched again. Walls scanned, thermal imaging, ground-penetrating radar, nothing. No crawl spaces, no voids, no places for a person to stand. But when drywall was removed from the stairwell, investigators found compression fractures in the wooden studs. Not impact damage, compression, as if something large had leaned there, listened, waited. 3 nights later, Aaron's phone rang inside the evidence locker, from Aaron's own number. No network activity, no power fluctuation. The voicemail was brief. "I felt it step where I used to stand," he said. "It fits better now." Breathing followed. "Too close. The case was quietly downgraded, cause of death reclassified as accidental fall. The house was sold, then scheduled for demolition, but reports continued. Construction workers complained of pressure changes in unfinished rooms. Tools fell without explanation. One worker quit after hearing footsteps inside a poured concrete foundation. There were no walls yet. The final file surfaced by accident, a corrupted audio fragment embedded deep in the phone's storage. No timestamp, no origin.
Aaron's voice sounded calm, resigned. It doesn't live in the house, he said. The house just taught it where to wait. A long pause. Then, if you're hearing this, it's already closer than you think. Silence.
If Aaron's call was a malfunction, it behaved with intent. If it was impossible, it followed rules we don't understand. And if it was a warning, then whatever learned his shape didn't stay on Juniper Drive, because structures change, walls come down, but whatever listens from just behind them only needs one place to start, and it already knows where you stand.